Bukola now joins me as we explore what you've been saying as always. Thank you, Bukola,
yes,
as always.
Yes, Jeffrey. Well done. Out of all of the stories that you have reviewed in the top stories, two get my attention, and for good reason, because they affect the people more than any other politics or any other statement coming from government as far as, political happenings are concerned. And what are those two stories? The one about a basket of tomatoes now going for between 100 and 140,000 naira. It reminds me of our conversation with African farmer just a few months ago, during which he warned that you may be complaining about the high cost of foodstuff now, but it's definitely going to, increase as the months go by, particularly because of the change in the farming season. And like a prophet, well, I don't want to call him a prophet of doom, but he was speaking of experience. It has come to pass. And the second is the commencement of payment of 70,000 naira by the Edo State government. And he tells us what is possible as far as negotiations of minimum wage are concerned. If Edo State can pay, definitely the federal government can do more than 54,000 naira.
Exactly. By the way, I saw African Farmer yesterday, and I forgot this part. I would have raised that conversation with him. But what are you saying on X? Let's get straight to it. Suspense as Sanusi Bayero lay claim to Kano's throne. Tessie Aid says Sanusi and Bayero, their Royal Highnesses laying claim to Kano's throne is appalling, and it's a show of shame towards the northern culture. In his words, kingship and heritage which should not be held relating to one of the highest thrones of monarchs in Nigeria. And
Jai Oba follows through with just two lines, but he says, I believe two kings cannot rule Kano, and one must surely step down. Really? Well, this is the first of its kind anyway, so we'll find out how things play out in the coming days.
Amole Akin one says, political issues, I believe governors are not supposed to have to remove power, remove power over a first-class king. That is the genesis of all these issues and could result to a dramatic community war. This is speaking about political interference in traditional affairs.
Yes, and this next one is from Toba Shagari, who says, for having two emirs on the same throne has already desecrated the sanctity of Emirates traditional rulership. The tradition was the deposed emir was not seen in the state, as that would entail having two emirs in the state. But politics has desecrated the rich Emirates history. And we saw during the time that Emir Sanusi was deposed 4 years ago, he left the state, and indeed he began a life apart from Kano politics. I believe this is what is being referred to. But this is a departure, and we cannot view those issues independent of happenings even prior to Emir Sanusi's enthronement as Emir, in 2014.
Well, this is as old as 40 years ago. Abubakar Rimi did the same thing, but this time an emir was not deposed. It was just the division of the Emirates. But let's hope there will be peace in Kano, because protests erupting across Garaya and other parts of the other Emirates that were dissolved. Let's talk about the Minister of Power announcing that for the first time first time in how many years? First time in 3 years. We have reached an impressive output in terms of our generation to 5,000 megawatts this month. Chela says, your handle is Nuela Lucci. Show evidence, little rain, the power goes off. That's what you are saying. Bukola.
And the next one is by, I believe, Onodu Igbo. He says 5,000 megawatts is impressive for a nation of over 200 million people. No power supply in my area. Wednesday, Thursday, today, Saturday, there hasn't been any power supply, I believe, since morning. With your impressive 5,000 megawatts.
Well, what I'm happy about is that the government is feeling the pressure from the people. Every minister who is not working knows that by May 29, we don't know what may happen to you. So everybody has to start with a good record. So impressive output, but people are saying they don't have power. So you may have to reconcile that. Aneko Ejike says, what is impressive about 5,000 megawatts? We should be talking about 50,000 of electricity in 2024. Stop glamorizing failure. What is the use of coal deposit gas? Niger, our northern neighbors, has uranium. Why can't we have clean nuclear energy?
What happened to the Mambila hydropower project?
That's a conversation for a long
We
day.
should ask these questions. This next one is from Patriot Olayinka, who says, where is the 5,000 megawatts? Mr. Minister, those on band A, I believe he's trying to say, are complaining. Same with those in B to C. Now, the complaints are coming from across board, regardless of the band of electricity supply that you're on. Anyway, he concludes by saying that all of us have been downgraded to band F. Mr. Minister, where is the 5,000 megawatts?
Oh boy! So let's move on now to something away from electricity to the Ministry of Interior, where home delivery of passports set to begin next month. You know, that minister, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, did quite an impressive things earlier, but now he's been a bit silent. But I'm happy he's talking again, and he's saying that aspiration to have your passport delivered to you at home next month. When is next month? Just a few days from now, about 5 days or 4 days.
Or less.
All right,
about 4 days, yeah.
Chris Ross says, commendable. There's a lot of improvement in this area. I applied online for a passport for a friend last month, and barely 2 weeks he has a day to come capture. He testified there was hardly any hustle. Big ups to those rejigging the system.
And Felix also says, we're finally getting things right in this country. Thumbs up to the Minister of Interior.
Exactly. So when they are doing well, let's applaud them. This is a great development, we must say. Nanya Chris, your handle is ifunaya_xteam. I beg, Minister, don't overdo. Allow us to continue coming for collection. Oh boy.
He doesn't want his passport lost in transit, right?
For collection in person, divert that energy to making the processes swifter and less cumbersome. Come on. Well, I don't know. But if it's possible to use technology to reduce or de-risk mobility, I think it's important that you can stay at home and process all of this.
And still stay at home and receive your passport.
Exactly, come on.
Well, if our mailing system can be guaranteed, then it's something
if our mailing system can be guaranteed,
then it's something to cheer
Great
and indeed look forward to, as a revamping of the whole public service system in the country. All
right, so those are the ones we've been able to, read out for you that you've been talking about on X. Please continue to talk to us. We'll amplify your voice right here. We'll go now for our very first conversation. We're reviewing the presidency or the leadership of President Bola Tinubu in the last 1 year. And today we're talking about the oil and gas sector. Join us again.